have Mr. S. Vedya Subramaniam. He is the Vice Chancellor of the Shastra University. Mr. Subramaniam.
Thank you, Chairperson, and it's always a pleasure to be back for ThinkEdu. And this is the 7th edition of ThinkEdu and the 7th opportunity, continuing with the series of 7 that the Chairman of AICTE started off with. The Chairperson of the session was very right when he triggered the session with the question, do we at all need a new education policy? And I also subscribe to that view because all along we have been burdened with this act, that act, so many acts, but very little action. And from the preceding two speakers, you would have noticed how that there is a series of actionable agenda items that are happening. Both the Secretary and the Chairman of the AICTE just pointed out some of those action items. And that's precisely the reason why I think, on hindsight, that the Niti Aayog also, when it said it's going to come out with a 15-year vision, 7-year strategy, and 3-year action plan, everybody wanted the vision document to be coming out first, but it turned out the other way, that the action item came first. The 3-year action item actually came first, and that's the right way in which we'll have to progress, because if we keep on asking about these 15-year documents, I remember and recall one of my friends' comment, the first draft of the 12th 5-year plan is kind of the 12th draft of the first 5-year plan. So it starts with problems. Every country will have a problem, but then we'll have to start jumping into action and deliver certain important actionable items. And knowing the way in which I present these points, I come out with these 3 C's for this session. One, we need to celebrate these small successes that we have. Celebrate the policy, the actions that the ministry, and it's a multi-stakeholder approach, whoever is responsible, they have put in place. Maybe the way in which the spirit of nationalism has been inculcated, the way in which nation-building institutions have been encouraged through a larger extent of autonomy, the way in which the public-private partnership is getting synergized, the way in which there is a sense of belief and recognition that private enterprises are also for public good. So these are all some small success stories that we should start celebrating about. So we need to celebrate these action items that have started delivering the results, so that tomorrow if somebody asks you the question, you need not say, in America, in Europe. Rather, your answer should be, in India, in Tamil Nadu, in Chennai, we have all of this in place. So we need to celebrate. The next is we need to calibrate. And that again, we have started a very massive exercise, this learning outcome project of the higher education as well as the school education. We have come out now with outcome-based educational programs. And SWAYAM is a very classic example of how we are able to reach these quality courses at the higher education level. So if we need to calibrate the same models of success at the school education, maybe a SWAYAM equivalent of higher education in school education would be a wonderful thing, because the Secretary in a previous meeting 2 months back was addressing one recent finding about the Spogli Institute in Stanford, the study that said when it comes to academic skills and creative thinking skills, India, the output of Indian STEM education is far better than the output that the STEM education in China is delivering as we measure the progress of the student from the entry to the exit level in higher education. But in school education, it's a little bit reverse, and maybe such calibrated models can address the problems that the school education faces. The third is to celebrate. Now, I think policy making is about celebration, thinking out of the box. We have all been so enamored by the formal education in which we are stuck with. There is so much of learning that is happening outside the formal education orbit. The non-formal education, I always say this, that the community is an open-air university, and education institutions must be empowered to certify these learning communities that are open-air universities to me. Because we have always been burdened with this thought. We have never asked a person, highly educated, so many publications, so many PhD theses, we never went to him and asked him, what have you done? On the contrary, we have seen so many people contributing so much to the socio-economic growth, but they are not formally educated. But the person who has achieved so much, who has delivered so much, we go and dwarf him and ask the question, how much have you studied? So this position has to change. We need to celebrate, think out of the box, and empower institutions to academically identify these communities that are outside the formal education orbit to also feel empowered because they crave for such academic recognition. So in short, we need to actually celebrate the spirit of nationhood and nation-building institutions, calibrate globally competitive indigenous models. Today, business schools talk about beta of GE in New York Stock Exchange through capital asset pricing model. And even a tier 3 business school somewhere in a remote village talks about this. But that business school doesn't know these small success stories happening within the local community. So we need to kind of celebrate these. We need to calibrate these types of learnings that happens within these communities, build cases. We knew about the Aravind Eye Hospital case because Harvard Business School published it through the IIM Bangalore. But there are so many cases that the IIM Ahmedabad or Bangalore comes out with, and that has to be encouraged, incentivized. Many business schools have to adopt to such courses, then just feel carried away by the glamour of these foreign cases. There is so much that's happening within our country that we need to calibrate ourselves to. And lastly, we need to celebrate with the spirit of catalytic policy making. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate your spirit of celebration. You know, the tragedy is that nation wants to know only negative things. We are so fond of masalas. I wish the nation would want to know the positive things that are happening. Unfortunately, we don't seem to recognize the good work that is happening around us because of our fondness for masala. It's high time we created a parallel paradigm of looking at good things happening around us, because that will make us believe that good can happen because it is happening. I'm so glad you raised those issues.